Hello, this is the concept of Latin American studies by Luis Pantoja. Introduction. Latin America is a region that is full of culture, beautiful art, rich history, and much more than that has been covered throughout this course. This course helps describe personal relationships towards Latin American studies, the beginning of the regions, how Latin America came about, the history of wars or violence, and racism throughout different countries. It also describes how people live in the same region but have different ways of living throughout Latin America. With the knowledge of Latin America, people are able to interpret and understand Latin America on a whole new spectrum. The key concepts include social injustice, inequality, racism or slavery, transnationalism, and the different regions without Latin America. Latin America is indeed one of a kind part of the world. Social injustice and inequality. Social injustice that included war, violence, poverty, and inequality. The film Machuca highlighted social injustice and inequality. The film described the life of a young boy named Machuca who came from a poor family that was able to attend a private school with wealthy kids. Machuca had to adjust to his new environment because of his different upbringing, and it showed the different social classes within Chile. The film described the current state of a government crisis occurring in Chile that was affecting the people. The streets of Chile were filled with protests, with people hoping to find a better quality of living. Now, racism and slavery. Racism and slavery is a part of the history within Latin America. Module 4 highlighted the history of racism and slavery in Brazil. Brazil was the last country to abolish slavery in 1888. To put it into another perspective, the United States didn't abolish slavery in 1865. This is interesting because there was a lot of discrimination occurring in Brazil, as they were a country that used a lot of slaves. In the short story Father Against Mother, it highlighted a story where a slave had to endure a miscarriage because of the immoral treatment towards slaves. Identity. Identity is all about finding oneself and their purpose in the world. This is a topic that many people struggle with, and especially Jacobina from the short story, The Looking Glass. Jacobina became a second lieutenant, which is something to be very proud of. However, this was not the case, as Jacobina did not like to be referred as lieutenant. Brazil's society and Jacobina's environment had played a huge role in the way he felt about his title. Brazil was experiencing a dramatic time as there was wars, invasions, abolishment of slavery, and new leaders. Transnationalism. Transnationalism can be defined as an individual who does not forget about their roots and who will always be part of their homeland. For example, this could be someone who was born and raised in Mexico who then migrates to the United States of America. This individual will have to be a part of two different societies, which is not an easy task to do. They will now be part of two different cultures, societies, environments, and pretty much two different worlds. Transnational migrants will then assimilate into the country that receives them while sustaining strong ties to the homeland. In the short story, Celso and Kedra describes how they will come to the U.S. and send money to India in order to help their family grow. Women in action. Mining is very popular in the country of Ecuador, while males highly dominated the mining business. However, that does not take away the amazing role women had during these times. Women fought hard to protect La Pachamama, which their goal was to protect the beautiful earth that God created for everybody. They would protest in order to fight against the rules in agriculture and farming. The video Defenders of the Pachamama highlights the lives of the women who would work daily and beyond the streets protesting for what is right. Conclusion. These concepts relate to each other because they all share similar themes. Latin America is huge, but that doesn't mean that they didn't go through similar situations that are part of their history. However, they're also different with many different cultures that have spread all throughout Latin America. The trade of slaves affected migration, which is the reason why people in Latin America have different skin tones. This supports anthropology and the evolution of Latin America. Identities can be similar because it also deals with transnationalism, where people are part of more than one identity. The similar demographics throughout the geography of Latin America, and the main language is Spanish, which plays a huge role in literature.